Amazon's ecosystem comes with great flexibility, and a little bit of complexity.
In the first time play with Amazon's by reading some guides, confusions start to eat my mind. However, everything always has first-time experiences. Afterward, I realized the power of Oz. Let's image you can scale your application up with just some clicks. Remember, almost concepts in cloud computing are so different from the traditional one. This scale-up is not the same as you are upgrading hosting package from the 2 GB plan to the 5 GB package via WHMCS, for example. Another good example is you can decide your own costs, pay by usage degrees, hours running, request demands, I/O disk, etc. You must read insights about Oz to know how awesome it is. Today, we will have a little talk about free tier, creating virtual server via EC2 Dashboard, an additional machine, totally free. Basically, free tier agreement allowed you run 750 hours of Linux and 750 hours of Windows instance. So, you may confuse, you can create only one virtual server instance with Linux Windows OS for 12 months, you can create 2 servers, but 6 months will become your deadline usage. For a short explain, you can create so many instances Linux Windows OS, the free cost will be counted based on hours usage, and per each OS type. Example: 2 Linux machine together with 2 Windows machine for whole 6 months instead. I want to maintain my service run for 12 months. I already have the Ubuntu box running, now I'm still eligible for 1 additional Windows box. Choose free tier Windows version to deploy. Do not expect so much about any free service. 2003 R2, 32 bits with 1 GB RAM is barely enough for a small web server. Maybe your service is available as a package in Azure Marketplace, ready to be deployed in a conventional manner. You can choose to set everything up by hand if you want. Choose free tier Windows version to deploy. Do not expect so much about any free service. 2003 R2, 32 bits with 1 GB RAM is barely enough for a small web server.
Free tier doesn't have so many things to choose. Default setting is a good one. Even hard drive settings can be tweaked. 30 GB is minimum for Windows OS. Self-scaling, highly available, no infrastructure, a smaller attack surface, only pay for what you use. What's to not love about serverless computing, or more precisely function as a service? It's the ultimate value proposition to a developer. Upload your code to the cloud, let it run, and only pay for the resources consumed at runtime. Hypergrid.com. AWS S3, Microsoft Azure Storage, and Google Cloud Storage are ultra-cheap, ultra-fast, ultra-reliable file storage services. These products are commonly used by corporations to archive massive collections of data and media, but you can also host a website on them for very cheap. Patritrees.com. Basically, a security group used to apply firewall rules into the attached machine. Hit the launch button. Don't worry, these settings can be changed later. Get access to your instance securely via PKI technology. Save them in a safe place. You can go back and change settings in case something goes wrong. Good job. Wait a couple of minutes before this Windows box is ready. Explore, launch, and manage solutions in just a few clicks. Marketplace lets you quickly deploy software on Google Cloud Platform. Everything you need is there, in the Instances console. From the IP address, CPU monitoring to machine state, etc. Get your Windows credentials, bypassing the key pair for further RDP connections. If we search for a comparison of Heroku and Oz, we'll see a bunch of articles that juxtapose Oz Elastic Compute Cloud with Heroku. But is the Heroku vs Oz Elastic Beanstalk comparison reasonable? Comparing these two products isn't very logical for several reasons, as we'll explain shortly. We'll also mention what are the advantages and disadvantages of one hosting provider vs another, rubygridge.org. Now this machine is yours, waiting to deploy the business.
Happy sourcing, follow my channel for further usage. 3.